The Vera Time Show. The Vera Time Show. The Vera Time Show. The Vera Time Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Time Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello. How is everyone? I hope you're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful fall with the colors so vibrant here in Ohio. I mean, it is just an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous fall. We've had wonderful, wonderful weather. And for some reason, I'm having technical difficulties with getting this video up, and I will continue to try. But I am so honored to have my guest today, Baylan Megino. Did I say that right? Your last name, Megino?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Vera. I am so
Okay.
pleased to be here. Thank
Well,
you.
I
Thank
am
you.
just excited that you are here. It's been a while,
Yes, it
and
is.
and a lot has happened since I saw you last, and I can't wait until you share all the things that you are doing. But before you do, let me just share with the audience a little more about Baylan Mahino. She is a spiritual mentor for leaders finding new direction that is centered in their heart and soul. As the founder of Global Dream Makers, she believes when you create your dream, that you will be able to help others do the same. And as a result, there ultimately will be peace on in the world. Baylan helps people define their compass to navigate the changes life brings by organizing all areas of their life into a simple blueprint called the Dream Maker Matrix. With their dream life defined, all decisions become as simple as breathing. Now, Baylan's life experiences range from the corporate international investment world to scaling to remodeling company from a guy and his truck to more than $1 million in revenues. Leaving the corporate world of finance, she weathered the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, doing great economic upheaval, and served in community organization leaderships. She has served as the president of her local chamber of commerce, as well as co founder of a cultural organization with global impact. I could go on and on and on and on about Baylan, but do let me say that she was in the top 10% of most viewed LinkedIn profiles and co-chaired the Filipino Community Commitment Committee responsible for the first 2 years of the Asian Art Museum's annual celebration for Filipino American History Month in San Francisco. And I might say it was the largest celebration in the United States at the time. She consults with individuals and organizations to get the message to the world, to get their message to the world. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I love the fact that we're going to be talking about power is your choice. But before we even start this conversation, I'm going to give you the floor and let you share about who is Baylan. And I would like for you to start from childhood up through your journey and how your childhood even shaped who you are today. and what caused you to have your purpose and your passion, and just be led by the Spirit as to how much you want to share. And so I'm giving you the floor. And while you're doing that, I'm going to work on getting your video up. Okay, so share with our audience who you are. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Vera. Everyone, thank you for taking the time to really take the time, because I know you're very, very busy. We all have very busy lives. My childhood. Wow. Vera, you want me to go all the way to my childhood?
All the way.
All the way back, right? I am the middle child. People always ask, are you, which one of the three daughters are you? I am the middle daughter. So I was the buffer between my elder sister and my younger sister. And I learned to be a negotiator, the peacemaker. It started early, started really, really early. I was brought up in a Catholic household, right? We were Catholic, and I went to Catholic school from nursery school. We called it nursery school at the time. Now they call it preschool. All the way up through high school, all the way up till I graduated with high school. So being connected to a spiritual community was something that I just always knew. I knew that all the way through until I went off to college. And even when I went to college, it was so close to my parents' home that it was as if it was a continuation. UC Berkeley was really close. But what happened for me was I would go to church. I would go to church sometimes in the morning, often in the morning. My mother was a working mother. She would drop us off at school, and it would be 7:30 in the morning. The only thing to do at 7:30 in the morning, especially in the winter, is to go into the church. So I would go to church, and I would sit there because it was the warmest place. And I would sit there and listen to and go through the whole Mass, to the point where I memorized it. I knew the words that the priest was going to say. I knew the responses. And I felt so connected every time I looked at a statue of Mary. I didn't really feel as connected to Jesus on the cross as much as I did to Jesus as the child, right? Jesus as the child, or as he is risen, right? As I grew in my, as I grew up, I learned to be the good girl. I was the good girl. I was the good student. I became the good employee. I was the good wife, right? I was doing everything that everybody said I was supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're going to be successful. This is what life is all about. The problem was that there was not a whole lot of Baylan in there. There wasn't a lot of my self-expression because I really was not in touch with it at all. It was not something that we talked about when I was growing up. You know, so what are your aspirations and your dreams? No, that wasn't something we talked about. It was, oh, you're going to go to college and you're going to get a degree in accounting and you're going to then become a CPA. And, you know, it was all laid out for me. But I'm more creative than that. I'm more spirit-centered than that. And so when I got married, it was, you know, I've been married twice. I will tell you now, I've been married and divorced twice. And I have reinvented my life each time. I have explored new parts of myself with each major relationship. And what I found was that, well, let me tell you a story. When I was trying to navigate the failure of my first marriage, when it was starting to disintegrate, I started to see a counselor. And she brought me into this group of women one evening. She said, okay, it's time for you to join the women's circle. So I was sitting in this room. We were all in her living room. There were 12 of us, kind of all tucked in hip to hip. It was a really small living room. And she was going from woman to woman, asking the same question. And I was really nervous. I was sweating bullets, and I don't sweat. It takes a lot for me to do that. She was going from person to person, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's getting closer. She's getting closer. I don't know. And the perfect student in me wanted to have an answer. The perfect daughter wanted to have an answer. I was supposed to have the answer. So when she came around to me, I did not have an answer. And that was new to me because I always had the answer. And it was like in that moment, my world exploded. What was the question? Her question was, what's your dream? What is your dream? I did not know because I had never entertained the thought that I could have my own dream, my own life, my own vision for what I want to live in this world. Well, that started me on a very long journey, a wonderful journey of exploring all different ways of being, different ways of healing, different ways of looking at the world, different cultures, really understanding the beauty of the diversity we have in the world, right? And as a child, one thing that was really ingrained in me is that community service is important. Being involved in a community and being able to serve in some way to help your fellow person, your fellow man, fellow woman is so important to the health of your soul, to the fullness of your heart. You know, I came to understand in the late years when I was caregiving my mother, kindness is the key to everything.
It is.
It really sets the tone for the next thought, the next word, the next
Yes,
action,
it
right? So
does.
self first, right, Vera? Self
Yes.
first. Yes. So I've been okay. So we did the child. we did
Some
the
of it.
we did the
And
childhood. My
yes.
name actually was a name given to me while I was on a retreat. It was actually given to me as I was in a meditation. My paternal grandmother came to me, and she passed away years before I was even born. And so she came to me in spirit, and she told me, your name is Baylan. And I thought, but that means shaman. That means medicine woman. I'm not that. so for me, it has been a journey of finding out who is Baylan? What am I here to do? How am I here to help heal the world, the planet, the people around me, the person in front of me, right? And what I find is that for everybody, it's really the same thing. Just show up. Show up as who you are. You know, show up vulnerable if you want, but at least willing to touch someone else's heart, right? It's like, who are you in this world? If we all really looked at that and lived into what feels right to us, our interactions would be really different. And the world
Yes,
would be so much more at peace, wouldn't it?
it would be. And you know what? You being on my show at this particular time is very important. And I believe it's ordained because we're talking about kindness, peace, joy. We're talking about recognizing your inner self and who you are and being authentic in who you are. If we all were just ourselves, not trying to put on airs, not trying to be somebody else, not trying to impress, come on, just be yourself. Just be yourself and be kind to other people. Our topic tonight, we're talking about the power of choice. We can choose to be any way we want because it's not about other people, it's about how we relate, react, and respond. I'm going to be quiet and give you the floor again.
Relate, react, and respond. I'm writing that down. Yes, the power of choice um, it comes before the power of the word, in my mind, because you have to choose the word that you put out there.
Yes.
You have to choose what is that thought that I want to pursue. You choose what is that energy that I want to experience, right?
Yes.
And it comes out in your words, which
Yes.
then help define, well, what is the action I'm going to take, right?
Yes. Yes.
So how do we relate to each other?
Yes.
First, it's like, oh, you're in my space.
Right.
That's energy. You're feeling other people's energy, right? How does that feel? Does it feel good? Doesn't it feel good? Does it feel like it's right? Does it feel safe? Right? All of these things are snapping through your mind in a nanosecond. You know,
Yeah.
immediate is, am I going to show up or not? And most of the time we put up a wall
Yes.
because we have been taught that this is not a safe world.
Yes. And can I
And
ask you,
just
because I kind of interrupted the flow of your story by saying what I said, but I want to kind of ask you, as you were sitting in that session and that question came up to you, what is your dream? I'd like for you to take your story from that. So, what happened? And then we'll come back because even your story is talking about the power of choice. So, continue.
well, okay, I didn't have an answer. I had to say, oh my goodness, I don't know. No one has ever asked me that before. No one. And I had little thoughts in my mind. Oh, I want to be a ballerina. Oh, I want to be a teacher. But truly, what was my dream for my life? I had no idea. And to even think that I had any choice in it or that I could do anything to impact or change what that could be and how it showed up in my life, these were foreign thoughts at the time. I had no idea that you could even start to think that way, right? I was so entrenched in, what some people say is colonialism. I was so entrenched in the being the one under, the one beneath, the one less than, that it was arrogant of me to think that I could shine and that I should shine. Yet I was also being taught, you're a child of God. I was confused, okay? I was confused because I was so unhappy in my marriage. So I had to make a choice. I had a young daughter at the time. She was 5. And for me, it came down to, what am I teaching my daughter about relationship and about what is acceptable and how a woman can and should be in a relationship? And I could not see moving forward. We tried. It wasn't working. It wasn't working. And so that marriage ended. I was a single mother. Eventually, I got into another relationship who became my second husband. But I got to spread my wings into, well, okay, so if being that young mother with a corporate job who, was doing everything the way that everybody thought she was supposed to be doing it, yet she was unhappy. Okay, so show us what you do want to do. Show us what is gonna work for you if it's not going to be this thing that we have prescribed for you, right? So I explored entrepreneurship for the first time. I thought, oh wow, really? You can be your own boss? Wow, that's amazing. What am I going to do? How do you do this thing? It took me years to figure that out. And you're not making a lot of money when you're trying to figure it out, right?
Right.
And I also explored a lot of alternative healing, other spiritual traditions. I expanded my understanding of spirituality and my own connection to spirit, so that I could feel centered and whole in myself. That was really so that I could find my own peace That was what was important to me. I remember one time a teacher, one of my teachers was really pressing me because I was right there on the edge, right? And she was really pressing me and saying, "So, what do you want? What do you want?" "I just want peace." Wow. So then it was, well, what does that look like? What is that supposed to look like for you as you walk from day to day? It's a daily
It
practice
is
of unfolding those answers, you know?
daily. And I know
Mhm,
you have a tool that will enable people to begin to look at themselves. And, when you don't have a dream, when you can't even perceive, and one of the things, like, I work for a nonprofit organization, and we're housed in the building with Parks and Recreation, and we see kids, constantly in and out. And sometimes I will just take a few minutes to talk with them and ask them the same question. What is your dream? What do you want to be when you grow up? And unfortunately, because their sphere of experience and what they see and who they see is so limited, I'm getting responses like, and there's nothing wrong with this, but when you're looking at a lifetime career and you tell me, oh, I want to work at McDonald's, I want to be a cashier. And I can't down that or knock it because those are only professions that they're seeing,
mhm,
the only jobs that they're seeing. And so being able to help even children begin to recognize they were born with purpose. They were
mhm,
born with a dream already inside of them. It's already there. But if your experiences do not allow you to recognize them, which is what happened with you. You had a situation where you didn't know what your dream was because you had never been given opportunity to even think about that.
mhm.
And there are many kids today where that is the same situation. So tell
Well,
us.
we can we can we can move in little steps here,
Yes.
right? So you want to be in McDonald's? Yeah, actually, that was one of my first jobs. Okay, my first job was Fairyland.
Okay.
Work in Fairyland, which was where where Walt Disney went to get ideas for Disneyland.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
I worked there for my first job. My second job was at McDonald's, so I understand that. Okay.
Yes.
Don't knock McDonald's. Okay,
I'm
you
not
can
not I'm not
learn.
knocking it.
I
What
know
I'm
you're
saying,
not. Yeah, I know you're not. But
right,
there
I'm
is a
not.
lot you can learn there. So you
Yes.
can ask them, you can go deeper and get their critical thinking working. So what is it that you like about that? What are the things that you see that they can do that you can't do now? And really get down to what are those qualities that they want to experience in their work life, right? And then point out to them, you can do that in a lot of other ways too. A lot of other jobs can
And
give
that's
you that and more.
yes, and that's an
Mhm,
absolute perfect training to do with these kids.
mhm,
And that's something I will look at because I've just randomly, out of curiosity, ask these children these questions as I'm passing by. I'm not even in a class with them. I'm walking by them and happen to see them because I like engaging with kids. It's
mhm.
so important. And it doesn't matter whether it's a part of my work, it's a part of my life. And so, anyway,
Now, having
kids,
curiosity keeps your mind and you're nimble. You're nimble. Keeps you young because you're always learning. You're
yes,
always wanting to learn. When we think we don't have anything to learn, then that's when we're taking the downward turn.
absolutely,
We're always to look for
absolutely.
new things, new horizons. There's so much in the world. It doesn't even have to be in another country. Just go to the next neighborhood. You'll see something different.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. And I'm getting this. I cut off my notifications, but anyway, so I'm going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to come back and continue our conversation. So let me play this right quick, and we will be right back.
Been in myself for a minute. Hallelujah. Amen.
Hey there, Jason McNamara here, and I'm about to drop something truly game-changing your way. Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 grind, feeling stuck in obtaining the life you deserve and craving something more? Well, listen up, because I've got something you will not want to miss. Introducing the No More 9-to-5 Club Professional Membership, your ticket to freedom and success in the entrepreneurial world. With our professional membership, you'll get access to weekly coaching sessions, pre-recorded trainings, and a vibrant community of fellow game changers. You get access to technology that will allow you to automate passive income streams, as well as unlock all of our expert-led trainings in the back office so you know where to go for good advice when you need it. You will also use the club to build up a residual income stream with a 2-tier, 33% affiliate commission unlocked at this level, allowing you to help people help themselves while generating a residual passive income stream for yourself. And here's the kicker. For a limited time, you can unlock all of this just for a $1.11 donation to our club foundation.
I like this one.
Your first month is on us. So what's holding you back? Click the link below, make your donation, and let's start building the life and business of your dreams together. Here at the No More 9-to-5 Club, we're all about turning dreams into reality and smashing through those glass ceilings.
That's what I'm talking about, Jake.
Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, we've got the tools and support you need to thrive and evolve. And don't forget to sign up for our bootcamp training. It's the perfect way to kickstart your journey and unlock even more perks. So what are you waiting for? Join the No More 9-to-5 Club today, and let's make those dreams a reality. I can't wait to see you on the inside. You only get one now. Invest it in your better future. Let's make magic happen together.
No more 9 to 5 club. Let me tell you a little bit about this club. It's an opportunity for you to network with other people around the globe. It's an opportunity for you to examine and explore your purpose and your passion. It's an opportunity to learn things through masterminds. And it's also an opportunity to look at ways for residual income. And you can actually join for $1.11 for 1 month to check it out. Click on the link bit.ly/no more number 9 number 2 number 5 VT. I'm going to put it in the comments and please check it out. All right. And we are back. All right. So, as we were talking, I want to come back to what we were talking about. We were talking about your dreams and being able to recognize. So let me ask you, after you were asked that question and you had to, I know you really, really thought about it and reflected on it. How did not being able to answer that question, how did that impact you? What were you feeling at the time when you were not able to respond to that?
Oh, goodness, Vera. It felt like I was in a rowboat on a fast-moving river, and all of a sudden somebody cut the line. That's how it felt. And obviously, you can't stay in that condition for very long.
Right.
So I had to find, something that would ground me. I had to find how do I find my own center? Because if I couldn't find mine, I couldn't help my daughter find hers. Right? I was not going to be that helpful to the people I work with, other than the, the day-to-day superficial things, right? I wanted more out of life than that. I wanted to be more engaged in life than that. And so that was really where I started to dive deep into myself to see, okay, so who is this woman? Who am I? What matters to me? Right? What do I value? Purpose was not something that we talked about back then. This was like several decades ago. But what matters to me? What do I value? And how do I want to work? What makes me happy? And I would find little bits and pieces, and I'd say, oh, hey, that felt good. Oh, I like that. Oh, look, this is something new. I enjoy it. I'm going to do that again. I want more of that. And I started to shift how I was living my life by including more bits and pieces in my daily life, or in my reading, or in the music that I listen to. I started to shift towards things that just made me happy, made me feel at peace, made me feel comfortable being here and being alive, and not questioning, well, why the heck am I here? Right? What am I worth? What is the value that I bring to the table? Because I really didn't know. I couldn't see myself. And so I needed to be able to hold up a mirror and say, oh, that's Baylan. I like her. I love her. And so finding all the pieces that would build up and create that world for me, where I've had that sense of fulfillment internally, and therefore it could start to show up externally in my world. That was my work for probably the next 20 years. But every year it got better and better. I got clearer and clearer. And I got to the point where I wanted to understand, well, I hear about this thing called co-creation. What does that mean? I hear about, the power of the mind, the power of thought. I think and grow rich. What does that mean? And the rich isn't necessarily the goal for me, but it's the being able to think and make something happen, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about rich,
Mm-hmm.
what makes you rich comes back to the other thing that I just put down here. Being rich is finding what makes you happy in every area. I put hour. I meant in
Same
every
thing.
area, every hour of your life. Yes. Okay. Every hour of your life. Maybe that
It
was
could
a
be whatever
Freudian.
area, it's really every hour. Really, it's really focusing. That's what we're here for, isn't it? We're here to be happy. We're here to find what does happiness mean to us individually. We're here to love and to be loved, which makes us happy, right?
Yes.
Joyful, and allows us to enjoy whatever life has to give.
Yes. And as I'm looking at what I wrote, find what makes you happy in every hour of your life. That's not what I meant to write.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean,
it is. There are no mistakes,
I
Ms.
guess
Vera.
not. I guess not. I guess not. But someone would look at that and they would say, that's crazy.
Well, no,
Because,
no, 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 no. The thing is, people. This is the problem. I can be happy when I've done this thing. I can enjoy my time off when I've worked these many hours. We put it off. We put off happiness. We give ourselves these restrictions, these limits, these rules about what has to happen, what we have to do before we can be happy. Well, let me be happy now so I can happily do those other things.
but isn't there's a difference between being happy and having joy. And there's a difference because
Mm-hmm.
happy is a temporary state
Mm-hmm.
of being, and it's usually based on external forces instead of within us. Joy, on the other hand, is what's inside of you no matter what. And I'll talk about that.
I've never been asked that before. And I agree with you. I think happy it's an experience. It's a this is what I am right now. Yet I contain joy in every cell of my being. Those joyful cells can be happy dancing at any point in time, right? But joy, it's an interesting thing because for a long, long time, I could not connect to joy, to the word joy. It's like, well, what is joy? What is joy? And it's something different for each person. But for me, joy is actually tied to trust because I cannot be joyful if I do not trust the world and the environment in which I am. So, this is why trust is so important. Do you trust that you live in a friendly world? Oh, you're muted. But really, do you trust? Yeah, really, do you trust that you are loved because you simply are? Or do you believe that life must be a struggle? That we must work hard? There's nothing wrong with hard work, but to require it in order to be allowed to live, there's something wrong there.
Yes. And that brings me to what you're all about. The dream maker matrix. Being able to connect, be clear, envision, align, and begin. So that when you have those things, do you feel that you're closer to that joy?
Oh, it happens a lot more easily, I can tell you that. you you're able to draw because when you're working with your dream maker matrix and the clarity of vision that you have for yourself and you're making those aligned decisions, you're fulfilling your purpose. You're coming more into who you are here to be.
Yes,
That is a joyful state.
it is. It
That is a
is.
joyful state.
It
Yes.
is. When you know your purpose
Mm-hmm.
and when you have your dreams based
Mm-hmm.
on your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
you can't help but have joy, even in the midst of whatever you may be going through, because you, just like Martin Luther King said, I have a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And your point about joy and trust being connected is very interesting because when I look at the condition of our society and all the things that are going on that's impacting on our lives, I understand why there's skepticism and why people don't have that sense of joy that we need more now than ever.
And so this is where we tap into the power of choice.
Yes.
You you can choose. Just think, you can choose. It is your choice for your life. There are so
And
many places on this planet where it's a lot harder to make a choice.
and
Many
just
of us
think,
are free to be able to choose.
we're all free to choose.
Hmm. Some circumstances make it a lot more challenging.
Oh, of course, but those circumstances are basically as a result of choices or
Yes.
could, so
Yes.
those circumstances in many cases, and then we don't have any control over what those circumstances are. But oftentimes we're put in those circumstances where we don't have control because of choices that we've made.
Yes. Yes. At much deeper levels than most people are aware, right? In the spiritual realm, we have made agreements about what do I want to experience in this life? What do I want to learn more about myself in this lifetime, right? So let's say you've gone through a very difficult transition. Let's say you had, for whatever reason, you had to move from someplace that had been home in your community where you had all of your friends, and suddenly you had to move, uprooted, move to a whole new state, a whole new place with new people. Maybe there are only a handful of people that you know there. Well, you had to make the choice
Mm-hmm.
to find a place that
Mm-hmm.
you could call home
Mm-hmm.
so that you could start to feel rooted, right? But that's an expansion of who you are already. You were comfortable in that other place. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. Yet we're here to expand and grow.
Yes.
So, with a difficult transition like that, what did you learn about yourself, right? How much more you could expand, how much more you could do, how much more you could tolerate that was unknown or that was new. I mean, there were so many things that you find about yourself, how strong you are. And I apologize, the dog keeps going in and out of the dog
I
door.
was like, what is that noise?
Sorry, the dog's going through the dog door.
Okay,
I
that's
should probably
okay.
open it.
That's okay.
But even, all of the choices, I mean, I really, I see situations in the world where, parents are dealing with disabled or other abled children, and I wonder, why does that happen? Why does that happen? Or someone is taken away from us very young. Why does that happen? Right? What are we learning about ourselves? What is it about ourselves that we are getting to experience and grow into that we wouldn't have any other way?
Yes, and I just want to recognize one of our guests that's here watching us. Thank you, Stephanie, for being here.
I
Thank
love
you
your
so
name.
much. Yes, Stephanie Treasure. What an awesome last name. Treasure. Where your treasures are, so your heart will be as well. I think about that. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Stephanie, for being here. Feel free to comment and help us with this power of choice.
So really, Vera, what I do when I work with people, especially women, but just with people, is like tap into your sovereignty, tap into the royal we, tap into the queen that you are or the king that you are. And I encourage you to tap into the benevolent queen or the benevolent king, because when you start to make decisions from that space of being the benevolent queen, you're thinking about what is the impact going to be on my people? How will it help them thrive? How will it help bring peace? How will it help them grow? How will it help them live better lives? Right?
Yes.
As benevolent queens, we don't make decisions just for ourselves. We are here because every decision that we make has an impact on future generations. And if you have a family, right, think about, as a parent, the decisions that you make affect what your children think is possible. What your children think is, well, when mom says this, then that happens.
Yeah.
Good or bad, but they
Yes.
see the equation and they adopt the equation. And
Yes.
maybe they grow up and they're still using that same equation, but the circumstances have changed, but they're using the same equation. This is
Yeah.
where we end up having to deal with helping adult trauma, adults who are dealing with trauma from childhood.
And unfortunately, 64%, and it may even be higher, but studies show that 64% of adults who do have unresolved issues, it does stem from their childhood. So
Mhm.
understanding and being able to tap into that. I just wanted to interject that. I hope you remembered your train of thought.
Well, and it really, oh gosh, we could go in all different directions, but making a conscious choice for you that will make you happy or that will make you feel that this is the right decision
Yes.
will make a difference in your whole community, your whole universe. That is the ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
I make a decision. I believe that something is possible. I make a decision. I believe change is possible. I'm
Yes.
going to go vote.
Yes.
All right.
Please
I'm going to
do.
go. I mean, I've got it in front of, it's on my desk.
I've
But
done it already. I voted. Okay.
congratulations. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Being counted, having our voice heard is incredibly important for
Very.
anything to shift in any direction, right? But if
Yes.
you don't say anything, it can go anywhere,
Yes.
anywhere. And make it a stand. Make it a stand for what you believe in, for what's important to you, for what's
Yes.
important to your children. Because a lot of, it's I look at elections sometimes. It's like, well, okay, what are the seniors going to vote for? Who's going to be conservative about well, what do you call it, Medicare and Social Security, right? And then the other side of it is, there's women's rights and there's children and their education and what's going to be possible for them because they can or cannot afford, right? These all change the society that we're going to live in a couple generations,
Yes.
right? So what are we choosing now that's going to have an impact even 5 years down the road?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so important. So please vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important. And and power of choice.
Yes,
Power of choice.
yes, yes. It is. That's why it is so incredibly powerful. Don't think, oh, I'm just one vote. It doesn't matter. If 100 people like that thought like that, right? Imagine how it would shift the
Yeah.
tide in one
Yeah.
direction or the other.
Yeah.
Your vote matters. Your voice matters. Your voice, your vote, your message, it all matters. You're here for a reason. You're here to live a fabulous life.
Yes.
So put the things in place so you can live that fabulous life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we started this show, show kindness, show love towards one another. It's so important. So important. And I mean, even your enemies, they said, you know, treat your enemies with kindness. So,
My
I mean,
grandmother used to say, but for the grace of God go I.
oh
And
wow.
when you
Say
think about that,
say it again. Say that again.
but for the grace of God go I. You could be that person. You could be that person 20 years from now. Have compassion for your fellow person that's there.
Yes.
Have compassion. And even looking at the metaphorical life, if there is someone there that you are feeling that you are judging them, there is something there within you that connects to the energy of that you should look at. You should examine, well, why am I being judgmental? What is it about that person's circumstances that really bothers me, that I don't want to be, and why?
And
Why?
why? Why?
Why? And what can you do
Beautiful.
about that now to shift so you don't go there, but to be more caring and compassionate that, that's where they are. And it's not always an easy space.
No.
It may seem like, oh, well, they don't have all the responsibilities, and that's a difficult life. And it often is an isolating and lonely life. And we are social beings, so to be lonely is the most painful thing in this world.
Yes.
So choose
No.
compassion and
Yes.
kindness. Yes.
Yes, choose compassion and
Mhm.
empathy and
Mhm.
kindness and understand. Now, there is a difference between being alone and
Mhm.
being lonely. And what we want to do is address loneliness.
Mm.
And there are, like you said, there are so many people out here that are alone and suffering from loneliness that
Mhm.
they just need someone to show that they care.
Mhm. Mhm. I don't remember the statistics. It's something like 60 or 70% of people are suffering from some degree of anxiety or depression. They are on medication for it. What's happening in our world that is the case? How have we lost our perspective and lost our sense of hope and inspiration, right? We're going outside too much to negative things, right? You flip through the remote on the TV or on your live stream or your entertainment channels, even your YouTube. What are you choosing to feed your mind?
Yes.
Right? Feed your mind things that will make you feel whole. You don't have to be Pollyanna. You don't have to have that fake positivity,
Right.
right? But what is it that makes you curious? What maybe teaches you something? What gives you a different experience, perhaps of peace, perhaps of happiness? I mean, I've got my dance list. When I'm feeling like, oh, I have got to shift the energy, I play that thing, and by the time I hit the second song, I'm fine.
Yes. Music. I'm telling you,
Music.
music can uplift you. But play
Yes.
happy songs.
Yes.
Play
Happy
songs that
song.
have meaning.
Yes. Yes.
Happy
And
meanings. Yes.
happy meanings, and listen to the words of the songs.
Yes.
Some of those
Yes.
some of those really popular songs is like, what did they just say?
Exactly.
Your
Words
mind hears it.
matter.
Your mind
Words,
hears it.
yes. Words
Yes.
matter. Words
Mhm.
matter. Whether they're
Yes.
words in the lyrics of a song, the words we speak to ourselves, the words we speak to other people, they matter. Words
Mhm.
matter. Speak life. And I have another commercial I need to play, so I'll be right back.
In a world where authenticity is the key, unlock your brand's potential with ADM's game-changing marketing solutions. We craft striking logos that embody your brand's spirit and build websites that captivate and convert. Our lead generation strategies are tailored to your needs, driving growth and boosting your bottom line. And our content, well, it's not just content. It's a narrative, a story that connects and resonates with your audience. But here at ADM, we're about more than just exceptional services. We're about authenticity, about staying true to who you are and what you stand for, because realness, that's what makes a brand unforgettable. So if you're ready to elevate your brand with authenticity and excellence, follow this page. Dive deeper into the world of divine marketing and become part of our community. Because at ADM, we're not just about making brands, we're about making brands matter.
Yes, making brands matter with authentic, divine marketing. And Ariel Chime, she does beautiful work and she's going to look at you and she's going to create promos and marketing tools that are authentic to who you are, who your company and what your company represents. So check out Area Chime, authentic Divine Marketing at https://bit.ly/divine chime. Check it out. I've put it in the comments, so please follow the link and check it out. All right. And I do have one more that I need to play, and then we'll be wrapping.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because, you know, Mama knows what you need.
Let me tell you about these products. They are amazing. There's shampoos, conditioners, hair serums, moisturizers, products, all products that will help make your hair healthy or keep your hair healthy. You need to check out mamaknowsproducts.com, and they're for all ethnicities, all groups, and children as well, boys, girls, women, men, and again, all ethnicities. You want to check out mamaknowsproducts.com. Why? Because Mama knows what you need. So check her out. Check her out. All right. All right. Now, you have something that's coming up. You want to talk about that?
Oh, yes. I am holding a series of workshops, the same workshop several times, especially now when we are at the end of a quarter or at the end of the year. It's the time to really start visioning, what do you want for your life? What do you want for your business? What do you want for your relationships? So we have what's called Your Inspired Life by Design. And this is the bit.ly link, https://bit.ly/GDM waitlist, waitlist. And what will happen there is I will get your information to be able to let you know when we have our next workshops. I'm wanting to make this available to more and more people right now, especially right now. We are in such a pivotal time in society and in history that I want to help people get really clear, so that you can create the life you want to have. You can have the relationships, you can have the physical environment and the physical body that you want to have, right? It all starts with your level of clarity. So the workshop is called Your Life by Design. We go through all 5 areas of your Dreammaker Matrix. We ripple out 6 levels deep, take your inspiration, ripple it out, and I show you how to manifest. You learn the manifesting principles, the manifesting formula, and you have a lot of witness. It's a beautiful time of witness in a sacred space, and we connect in with your spiritual support team so that you have all resources at your disposal and helping you to create that dream.
Awesome. And I have experienced Baylan's workshops and trainings and seminars. And I'm telling you, you want to check it out. You want to check it out. So go to bit.ly/G as in go, D as in dream, and M as in magnet, waitlist. I put it in the comments, so please click on it and sign up. and get on the wait list so that you can be a part of what she's offering, because it is awesome. And I can't believe our time is up. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here, Baylan. I love you. I appreciate you. And we will be doing some things really soon. I'm just so glad that we've known each other now for a few years, and I love your spirit. I love your passion. I love your empathy. I love your concern. I love your desire to want to make a difference in other people's lives. And I thank you for being here today. So, we will see you all on Tuesday. Have a great, great weekend. And don't forget to vote, to vote, to vote. Your vote matters. All right. With that, we'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. And Baylan, if you would hold on for a minute, I would appreciate it. So, bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Vera